Check, check. I think y'all can hear me now.
You're gonna lose your balance or something.
What's up, y'all? Anything you want to do today? We're doing that.
Can we do some backbendy stuff, like maybe turning over the wild thing?
Turning over what?
Like going into wild thing and coming
Like a
forward.
flip. Yeah, like, okay. Anyone else? What? Balance? Yeah.
Do a heart opener.
Yeah, that'll go with back bends. Yep, definitely. Okay. Back bends, 90% legs, 10% back bend. So it's all about foundation, right? That's how you're gonna take the back bend further. That's gonna be just about everything. Like some of you that work out with me downstairs in Soma know like we are leg crazy, right? Like it's all about setting up the legs. That's where everything else comes from. Always pushing down, right? So think about that in like a back bend. What's that gonna give you? Well, we're already taking our spine in a very unfamiliar position, right? Because what are we familiar with? This, right? And hard, like deep flexion. We got to get to, you hear me talk about neutral thoracic extension, which is this, where we're just in our neutral position, like Tadasana, right? But then we're going to work into the back bend, which is a deeper extension. So we want to like think about that. In order to go into a place that's going to be unfamiliar, what do we got to do? We got to be safe, right? So it means we got to set a foundation up. That's why the legs are so important in the back bend. And then when the foundation's solid, right, you could keep going and building and building and building. But as soon as that foundation crumbles, right, you kind of got to go back in, fix it up, and then build again. So we'll play with that as we kind of get into some of those. The other thing with back bends, it's not that the front body doesn't open, because it does. It has to lengthen. But you still got to keep control of like your shutters and your belly button. Your belly button specifically, when you go into a back bend, I mean, I'll just use like standing back bend because we're here, right? Like this already wants to happen, and that's right in my lumbar spine. So I got to keep all this back, and I got to keep not just my belly button in, but I got to start lengthening my sit bones like towards the backs of my knees. That's going to keep this safe. So when I go up, then I can start the back bend under my shoulder blades, right? But it's got to be belly button in, sit bones. Like when you're in your wheel, that's what's going to try to happen. Your belly button's going to try to fall to the floor. You can't just do one side of your pelvis or the top or the bottom or left or right. The whole thing has to be adjusted. So when you bring the belly button in and then you lengthen those sit bones, that's how you're going to feel safe. Then you could breathe again and start to expand back out. Right? So we'll talk about some of these like deeper thoughts when we get there. But just think lots and lots of foundation. It'll be the same thing in your balance. Right? It's going to be all about the foundation. So here we go. Take a nice seat. Close the eyes. Trina's just checking everyone in, but she'll be up and then she'll be on the mat once we kind of get going. She's just waiting for us to kind of finish up our centering. So we'll have someone up top that you can, watch like we usually do. So take a couple breaths here. Sit up nice and tall. You hear me talk about this space all the time. It's between your shoulder blades, north to south, so from your head to your butt. That's where the back bends are going to be happening, just underneath the shoulder blades and that thoracic spine. In between those shoulder blades right now, you're feeling there's this lift. That's where the work is happening. That's one of those areas that are deficient on us. So right now, as we start to activate those muscles, they might already be trying to like get tired on us, to collapse. When that happens, we just take another breath, we reset the foundation, we re-engage, and we express again. Lean back a little bit. Feel those sit bones root. Feel that energy run up the spine. Feel the head and the throat slide back. Let the shoulders settle back just a little bit. Don't overly squeeze. We're just looking for that neutral position. Now take a nice inhale. Feel the shoulders come up in line with the base of the neck. That's those side bodies long you always hear me talk about, from hips to armpit. And then just check in. Did anything crumble? If it did, just sharpen it back up. If you're still holding that space, try to build it a little bit more. Take another inhale. Feel that expansion, that space, that lift. And then feel that exhale, hold that space. From listening to yourself breathe, to slowing down the beginning of the inhale and pushing a little more on the end of the exhale, to counting out the breath. So the inhale's 2 or 3 seconds, make the exhale 2 or 3 seconds, all the way to Ujjayi breath. Where is it that you need to be this moment with your breath? And there were a few different places. And it'll be different for each of us. Find where you need to be in this moment. Remember, with another breath, that's a new moment. We can be in a new place if we'd like to be, or we can hold this place. As the breath turns to movement on the inhale, the arms lift. And the exhale brings the fingertips and the knuckle pads to root as the heels of the hands lightly touch. And that breath now goes to that space between our palms. And we say it travels down our arms into the back of our heart, and from the back of our heart out in front of us. And one time together to initiate our practice. Together, the sound of Om. All together, deep breath in. We softly bow our head to our hearts, our heads to each other's hearts. Inhale, lift the head, open the eyes, release the hands. Okay, let's start out in child's pose. Child's pose, knees will be wide to the edges of your mat. Big toes will touch at the midline. Arms will be overhead. Thank you. Now, in child's pose, push the hands down and forward and root the sit bones towards the heels. Then start to breathe. That's below the waist. Start to breathe above the waist now. Feel those side bodies starting to open up. Feel some space coming up the arms, right? There's a little stretch through the chest a little bit here. You're feeling some engagement in the upper back, in the spine. We want that. Energize this child's pose a little bit. So hug the hands in, lift the forearms up a little bit, lift the inner biceps up, maybe slide your forehead off the mat. And then as you look forward, walk your hands to the right side of your mat. Root that left sit bone to the left heel, and then open up that left side of your back. QL right off the pelvis there. Spinal erectors running up the spine. Lat running up your back. Big muscle on the outside. Attaches all the way to your humerus, to your arm bone. So you probably feel that one starting to stretch a little bit. The way to get into that even a little bit more is keep your hands where they're at, but take a big inhale like you're breathing to the front left corner of your mat. And the left side of the ribs are going to really peel open. Then walk your hands to the right a little bit further, and you'll really feel that lat start to peel open. And then inhale, come back to center, soften down the middle. When you're ready, walk your hands to the left. And then root the right sit bone to the right heel. And then start to work up that right side of your body, right? We're getting intercostal muscles, the muscles between your ribs, feeling them start to expand. They'll expand too when you take that big inhale to the front right corner of your mat, and then you walk the hands deeper to the left. You'll feel them peel open a little bit more too, with that lat. And then inhale, come back to center, soften down the middle. Next inhale, come up, puppy dog. So hips are stacked up on top of the knees. Arms are up overhead. We're like in a little less weight-bearing downward dog. Pull the bellies in and pull the shutters closed. Yeah. See, that's where we want the spine to be. We don't want to dump the bottom of the ribs towards the mat. We want to pull the bottom of the ribs towards the spine. And that's going to feel like our spine got long. Now keep your belly in. Yep. Then look forward. TP the fingers on the right hand. Thread the left hand underneath with the palm up. You can even TP your fingers on that right hand so you'll come up a little higher if you want to deepen the twist. Take the elbow up towards the sky just a hair. It'll make more space. And then reach that left arm under even deeper. Yeah. And then inhale, come back to center. Soften down the middle. When you're ready, TP the fingers on that left hand. Thread the right hand underneath with the palm up. Now, keep that right hip from dropping on you. So you're going to push down into your right knee. And you're going to pull that energy up the right leg, up into that right hip. Then you're going to hold it there. Then breathe forward on an inhale. So think sit bones back to the wall behind you, but spine going forward. That'll make some space. And then twist under even a little bit deeper. Right? Make space and then move into that space. Inhale, come back to center. Soften down the middle. Next inhale, come up. All fours, hands and knees. Build up that low mountain. Nice and solid here. Belly to spine, shutters are closed. Charge up the legs, charge up the arms. Hold that core. And when you're ready, work your cat-cow. Inhale, arch the back, lift the sit bones, reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, round the back. Look to your belly, lengthen those sit bones towards your heels. Your inhale, arch. Your exhale, round. Now move slow. Link the breath to movement. So if it's 2 seconds to inhale, how long is it going to take to arch through our back? 2 seconds to exhale, how long it takes to round through our back? Keep going here. All right, man, check this. Pull your fingers back this way and make the arch here. Keep your heel with your hand down. You okay with the touch? Pull that. See, now put this down. That. See, that's the arch now. Now we're dissipating into that knuckle. Will this be a little tough for a couple weeks? Of course it will be, right? But then you'll start to get that back you're looking for. We were talking about hands yesterday, so we're just kind of going a little bit deeper on how to pull those fingers, tips, to your knuckle pads and make the arches out of your fingers. One more breath, come to a neutral position, sit back on your heels, Vajrasana. Okay, so here's your hand, right? If you kind of look at your hand, and if your whole hand was flat, this knuckle kind of sticks out a little bit. So it's going to force this up, right? What you got to do is you got to get this one out of the way. So you go this way. And when I pull my fingers, tips towards my knuckle pads, this is the arch. Right? And what does an arch do? It dissipates weight on both ends. So now we're dissipating weight here and we're dissipating weight here. What happens if this goes on? Now where's the arch go? Here and here. And that's how we end up coming off the mat and being like, my wrists are eating up, right? Because we got the arch in the wrong place. So inhale, come up, exhale, hands down, all fours. For this moment to feel what I'm talking about, lift your heels of your hands up, come to ridge tops. You feel how you're bearing weight down into these knuckle pads? That's where we want it. Feel how you're here in your fingertips? That's where we want it. We don't want it in the heels of the hands. Now gently put the heels of the hands back down. And notice now how if you drive the weight into the fingertips and the knuckle pads, the heels of the hands feel light. That's what we're looking for. Now hold that. Pull the fingertips back towards the knuckle pads and make the arches now through the fingers. I said like yesterday, I was like, it always reminds me of like a spider, right? Like the legs and the body, that's what you want to feel. Now hold that space. Now step back to plank. Hold it. Feel how there's power coming up from your fingertips. And then go back to downward dog. Yeah. Now, like, is it going to crumble a little bit sometimes? Of course it is. But you just check back in and try to work that action again. And that'll start to fire up. Anybody who has any wrist issues, this is a really good way to help repair that, working through the ridge tops. Now, first downward dog, just soften it up, bend the knees a little bit, swivel, wiggle, pedal, just move a little bit. Yep. And then come to a neutral position. Keep your hands down, swivel to the outside of the right foot, the inside of the left. There's us coming up that side body again. Yeah. Inhale, come back to center. Keep your hands down, swivel to the outside of the left foot, inside of the right. Keep pushing back towards downward dog though. Yep, like chest towards toenails. Inhale, come back to center. Next inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. 3 nice breaths. This is a back bend, right? So charge those legs up. Keep dragging your hands back to you to keep pulling your belly forward. Then the shoulders can go back. Then the shoulders can go down away from the ears. When you're ready, lower your chest, push up through plank, back to downward dog. Charge up those legs. So you're going to sweep your inner heels out. You're going to hug your shins in. You're going to pull your heels to your butt to your heels. You're going to pull your kneecaps to your waist. Now we got everything fired up. Keep the forearms lifting up. Keep the inner biceps lifting up. Slide the throat back so your chin isn't hanging towards the middle of your mat. It's okay. Now reach from the hip down the back of the legs and out of the bottom of the heels. And then inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Take 3 nice breaths. Back of the heart, out through the front of the chest. After your 3 breaths, back to chaturanga or lower your chest. Push up through plank, back to downward dog. Reach the right leg straight back, step it through, lunge. Just make sure your hips width apart. We don't want to be too wide, we don't want to be too narrow. Push down into your feet and pull that front heel back and those back toes forward. Keep hugging those shins into the midline. Pull the pelvic floor up, pull your belly in, shudders, heart, throat, gazes out in front of the mat, reach through the crown of the head as you inhale, come up, Virabhadrasana 1 crescent. Pull the belly in, pull the shutters closed. When you pull the shutters closed, you get the lift. Now go ahead, curl back into it. Come into the lead knee so it stacks up on top of the ankle, yep. Whatever angle you're on, peel up on the inhale and then curl back a little bit on the exhale. Then whatever angle you're on, peel up again, make more space. Yep, exhale deeper in the pose. Keep going, 1 more breath. Yes. And then when you're ready, exhale the hands down, step back, downward dog. Nice, y'all. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Take those 3 breaths. We're trying, right, to over-engage this upper back. We got to balance it out, right? These muscles are always so dominant. So now we're bringing a little dominant energy to the upper back. When you're ready, back to chaturanga or lower your chest, push up through plank, back to downward dog. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. Keep pushing down into your legs. And this one. Yep, right there. Move this one back a little more. Yeah. Keep going. Right there. That. Now keep the power. Everybody keep hugging in, front to back, side to side. But express it by reaching your heel back behind you. Yep. Knee forward, crown of the head forward. Here we go. Inhale, come up, Virabhadrasana 1 crescent. Crescent keeps the back heel up, keeps the low back safe, especially those SI joints. Try to lower this hip down and bring the right one up a little bit. You're a little bit kinked on that, which will get you here in that SI joint. Pull up the pelvic floor again, right? That's root chakra. Take it up to crown chakra. Then curl back into pose. Then whatever angle you're on, you're going to peel up. So that means you're going to push down into your legs and then breathe your spine up. Curl back another breath. And then exhale the hands down. Awesome. You all step back, downward dog. Move through your vinyasa one time with that 3-second hold, that 3-breath hold in your cobra. Last one with the hold. But take that time to engage that upper back. Let's get those muscles fired up. Let's let them know you have to work now, right? We'll meet back in downward dog when you are ready. Look forward, bend your knees, step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, take a nice big reach. Pull the belly in, pull those shutters closed. Let the right hand grab the left wrist. If you want to plug that right leg up, so we start the balance here, plug it up. If you want to keep it down on the floor, keep it down. Let your hips settle to the left just a little bit. Now peel up on the inhale, and then exhale, go just a little bit towards the brick wall. Now breathe again, go up. Yep, and go a little deeper. Yeah, you got to let that heart shine in all directions, right? Here it's shining towards like where the ceiling and the wall meet at this left side of the room. Inhale, come back up, release the hand and the foot, plug the left leg up. Hip settles to the right just a little bit. We root from hip to heel, and then we're going to peel from the hip up. We go a little bit towards the window and the door, the wall with the window and the door. Yep, this time that love light shining up there to the right side of the room where the ceiling and the wall meet. Yep. Inhale, come back up, release the hand and the foot. Exhale, hands at the tops of the thighs. Sit back deep. Push your hands down into the tops of your thighs. Yep, we're persuading a little bit of space. Now, this wants to happen. It's this. That's too much. Fill in that lumbar spine. Look. Right? Solid here. Flat? No. Just the smallest little well here. Push down, rise up, swing the arms up. Big reach. Pull the belly in. Take those sit bones down. Go ahead and curl back into it. But keep the heels heavy. Keep the inner thighs back. Keep the sacrum back. Keep your shutters closed. Yep. Take the head and the throat back. Take the arms back and let the back of the heart lift up through the front of the chest. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. There's a lot of shit, right? There's a ton. Remember, yoga's mindful though, right? We're meant to we want to understand and feel everything we're doing. This isn't as many reps as possible, right? This isn't just get it done shit. This is no, we want to focus and make sure everything we're doing is serving us, right? It's moving towards alignment. So balance the weight in the feet. Front to back is going to be heel to the ball of the foot. Your toes should be able to move. You want them down on the mat, but they should be able to move. Legs are straight, so come up to your blocks or your fingertips to make your legs straight. Keep the legs charged. As you inhale, look forward, drag your fingers back towards your toes. It's going to pull your spine forward. And then go ahead and use that energy, that force feedback, to fold into the pose a little bit deeper. You could do that again. You can inhale, look forward, you charge the legs, you climb the spine out of the waist, and then you fold even a little deeper. Maybe you move your block a little lower. Maybe some of you take your hands to the floor. Maybe some of you take your palms flat to the floor. Where do you want to play? Sit back as the knees bend, swing the arms up, big reach. Pull the belly in, pull those shutters closed. Go ahead and curl back in that standing back bend a little bit. Feel the peel come off the pubic bone through the abdominal wall, your belly, through your chest, up your neck, the front of your neck, up your arms, up and out of your fingers and the crown of the head. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step or jump back, downward dog, move through one vinyasa. Check out those hand placements. Heavy underneath the fingertips and the knuckle pads. Light in the heels of the hands. Where's the weight want to dump? Right into the heel of the hand, right? Of course it does. Path of least resistance. You want to make the path of least resistance the alignment, right? It's going to get to a point where your body goes, well, every time that I do something wrong, they put me back into place. That's two actions, right? That's not the path of least resistance eventually. The path of least resistance becomes muscle memory, and we start hitting the alignment, right? And then we start remembering. Reach the right leg straight back, step it through, lunge. Spin the back heel, come up, extended side angle, Utthita Parsvakonasana. So bent arm to bent knee. You're on a balance beam, so front heel's in line with the back arch. Back toes are turned forward a little bit. This right knee might be falling in because these are the muscles we're trying to stretch. So they're going to try to pull the knee inward, right? We're trying to widen the knee out. We want the knee to widen to that second toe, the one next to your big toe. Plug the arm in. If it's not there, sweep that bicep up along the cheek. Pull the belly and the shutters in. Maybe take that right hand down to the block or the floor. Yep. Then rotate. Top of the ribs back as the bottom of the ribs come forward. Breathe. Push into that front heel. Inhale, come up, warrior two. Push the front leg straight. Get nice and tall here through the side bodies from hips to armpit. Hinge at the right side of the hip. Come to triangle, Trikonasana. Keep that left hip back. You're there. Keep that thigh back. Keep opening up that right side body. So you might have to engage the left. Maybe start to look up. Yes. Inhale, come back up. Bend into that lead knee, warrior two. Take the hands down to the floor. Spin the back heel up. Downward dog. Nice, y'all. Way to link up the postures, right? It's just another challenge. We just keep positively stressing ourselves, right? That's how we're going to get ourselves stronger. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through. Lunge. Spin the back heel. Come up, extended side angle. Bent arm to bent knee. It's like you're trying to stick your butt back on the right side to the wall with the window and the door. That's going to take the thigh back. Feel that? The whole leg rooted back. Now, we got to hold that there. The knee might have pulled in a little bit because those are the muscles that we're stretching. So that's where the pull is coming from. So slowly try to widen the knee out to the left. Left sit bone to left heel, or sweep your heel to the brick wall. Yeah, like that. Feel the knee open? Maybe hand down to the block or the floor. Yeah. Breathe. Push into that front heel. Inhale, come up, warrior two. Take a breath. Then push that front leg straight. Get nice and tall here. Yep. Hinge at the left side of the hip. Come to Trikonasana, triangle, side two. Remember this way. Yep. Pull the belly in. Pull the shutters closed. You're going to feel like your spine now started to get long. Use that to now take the top of the ribs back and the bottom of the ribs forward. That's where we now rotate into. Maybe we look up. We play with the balance. And breathe. Push into the front heel. Inhale, come up tall. Bend into the lead knee, warrior two. Gaze goes right over the middle finger for that one breath. And then spin the hands down to the floor. Awesome, crew. Spin the back heel up, downward dog. Work through one vinyasa. Exhale, lower your knees, sit back on your heels. Vajrasana, child's pose, take a little break, grab a drink, wipe your face, anything that feels good. Go back to the breath, right? Full breath in, complete breath out. All right, inhale, come up. Exhale, hands down, all fours. While we're here, turn the hands out. Take that little stretch through the forearms and the biceps and the pecs, those little bit while we're here. Pull the belly in and pull those shutters closed. Feel how your belly wants to just fall to the mat? And then that lumbar spine is just getting wrenched. Pull the belly in and feel that space fill in. Inhale, unwind, sit back on your heels, give that little spin. And then inhale, come up, exhale, hands down, all fours. Take a breath. When you're ready, step back to plank, back to downward dog. Roll to the outside of the right foot, stack the left foot on top or in front, come into side plank. So you got to pull those fingertips towards your knuckles and root down into the knuckle pad on the inside of the hand, so like the thumb and the pointer finger side. That's going to stay out of the wrist. Turn the bicep forward to get strong up into the arm and the shoulder and the upper back. Push out of the big toe mounds in the legs, maybe look up. Inhale, come back to center, push back, downward dog, take a breath. Roll to the outside of the left foot, stack the right foot on top or in front. That's it, integrate into the upper body. So the arm, the bicep turning forward. Now push out of those big toe mounds. Yeah, like this. Yes, push on that. That, yeah. And then inhale, come back to center, makes sense. Push back, downward dog. Reach the right leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. Inhale, come up, warrior one. Push from that left foot to your right heel, step forward. Bring the knee up. Open the hip. Come to tree pose. Lean back so your right heel gets heavy. Your toes can move on that right foot. Pull the belly in, pull the shutters closed. Maybe start to look up. Breathe. Release the leg. Bring your gaze back forward. Yep. Hinge at the hip. Float that leg back. Come back to warrior one. Crescent. Yep. Exhale the hands down. Step back, downward dog. Take a breath. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. Inhale, come up, Vira one, crescent. Then push from that right foot to your left heel. You're getting this left hip to engage. Yeah, take the knee up. Maybe look up. Yep. And then open the hip, come to tree pose. You're either here, low on the leg, or high to the inside of the thigh. One's not better than the other. Make sure your toes can move now on your left foot, so that left heel, nice and heavy. Belly's in, shutters are closed. Spread your fingers. Squeeze the beach ball between your forearms. Maybe look up. Then bring your gaze back straight. Release the leg. Inhale at the center. Hinge at the hip. Kick it back like you're kicking out of a leg press. Yes. And then exhale the hands down, step back, downward dog. Work through one vinyasa. Beautiful, y'all. All right, that's true core right there, standing on one leg.
I thought you were going for warrior three. Me too.
Tricked you.
Yeah.
You don't know me. Look, it's hard work with y'all. I see some of y'all 4 days a week, right? It's hard to mix this shit up with y'all, man. I do a lot of poses throughout the week because I just try not to do the same thing every time, right? I always want to mix it up a little bit. All right, inhale, come forward to plank. Here we go, 60 seconds. You didn't see that one coming, did you? Now, you should be in dorsiflexion, which means your toes are closer to your shins. If your feet are straight up and down, you're too long. So you got to tiptoe forward a little bit. But your shoulders got to be on top of your wrist crease. So if you reached your heels back and your shoulders are now behind your wrist crease, you're too long. Keep your hips up. So keep hugging those outer hips. Knees 100% count. Go where you need to be. Keep breathing. All right, I want to tiptoe forward more. Yeah, bring your shoulders a little, right there. Now, yeah, back this way, not up here. Yeah, not there, this way. Does that make sense? Trina, we there? Nope. No. Keep breathing. These look awesome, y'all. These look super strong. Keep pushing down. 60. All right, lower to your bellies. Right hand underneath your chest, bend your left knee, reach back, grab your ankle, your foot, or your strap. We'll get that quad stretch and we'll hit the floor here for a couple. So we'll kind of chill. Okay, so you want to adduct or hug to the midline, right? That's adduction when you're moving in, your thighs back together, right? So keep hugging your knees in together. Now pull your belly button, your spine, and push your junk or your pubic bone into the yoga mat. It should feel like you lengthened, right? This lumbar spine open. We want that. Now draw that heel towards the sit bone and get that quad stretch to deepen a little bit. But it's all about that pelvic neutrality. Belly button to spine, pubic bone to the mat. The back of the pelvis would be sit bones towards like the backs of your knees. Like neutralizing your pelvis changes changes your movement. But it's not easy. It's super hard. Watch the boing as you release, swap side two. None of the shit I ask y'all to do is easy, right? It's all super challenging. But little bits and pieces we want to collect, right? And from there, we keep adding to them. Keep hugging in. Belly button to spine, pubic bone to the mat, heel towards that sit bone. And just breathe. And watch the boing as you release. Roll to your right side, bring your knees in front like you're watching TV on the floor. Take your left hand to the inside of your left knee, but grab the outside of your foot. Kick your foot towards the wall with the window and the door, then start to take it up towards the sky. Your strap would be your friend, right? If you needed a strap, use your strap. Now keep the out seam of your thigh moving forward. So it'd be like if someone came up to you and they grabbed the outside of your thigh. Just that little bit. Yeah, now you can pull on. You okay with the show? So we're going this way. Yeah. You feel that? Y'all could have seen the thigh move away from the ribs, right? That's what we want. Now this is below the waist, right? So what do we got to do above the waist? Breathe that way. So breathe up. Yes. See, now we got both sides coming. And then bend the knee, come back to center. We're going to roll to side two. So roll towards your left hip, bring your knees in front. Right hand to the inside of the knee. but the outside of the foot. Kick the foot to the brick wall first. Then start to take the leg up towards the sky. This way. Just that little loop. Hold the loop. Yeah. Then we're going this way. Out. This way. Yes. Feel this open. Now go this way. Go slow. Go slow. Yeah. Where's your strap at, too? Wait, I owe you a strap. One more breath. Bend the knee. Come back to center. I took someone's strap. That was right here. Okay. All right. Bring the hands behind you. Interlace your fingers behind your back. We're going to play this a little dynamic. So we'll work with the breath. Tack the toenails down. Actually, real quick, release your hands. Okay. Just look forward for a second. So boost yourself up, whatever's comfortable. Trina, you're with me. So remember the whole 90% legs thing? Okay, now, yes, is this much easier if someone roots your legs down for you? Of course it's going to be. But watch the difference in this, okay? So hands behind the back. It's toenails flat, inner heels out, shins in, right? Kneecaps to the waist. We're firing up the legs. Belly to spine, pubic bone to the mat. When she's ready, she lifts her chest, all right? This is where she's at. Now, if we root the legs down, look where we're at. Big difference, right? And then when you're ready, lower down. Yeah, of course, right? I mean, you know, if I had all these arms, maybe I'd be able to like do all this, right? But I don't. But the idea is that you're engaging and holding that space, right? And that as soon as the legs fired up a little bit more and grounded, root to rise, right? We start to come up. So come on, let's try. Take your hands behind your back, spread your toes, and flick your toenails into the mat. Now, the heels are going to want to fall in. That's why we sweep the inner heels out. We balance what the negative energy is trying to dominate, that dominating negative energy. We want to neutralize that. So we just swept out, so now we're going to hug the shins in because we're going to bring balance. Then we're going to pull the kneecaps up towards the waist and the heels to the butt. The belly's the spine. Push your junk into the yoga mat. Now go forward as you come up. Inhale, lift. Yes, we're playing dynamic, so exhale, lower. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lower. Let's do 5. Now, if it feels good for you to hold, just hold. If you want to play in this dynamic side, play in the dynamic side. Whatever feels good. After your 5, hold it all the way to the end. Then release the hands. Take your hands underneath your head. Turn your head to one side. You could do butt wiggles or windshield wipers or anything that feels good. This is a back bend. Twists and neutral forward folds neutralize back bends. So anytime we do a back bend, we're going to do something like this afterwards, right? To just make sure nothing tried to sneak in there on us. All right, come to neutral. We're going to go one more time. When you interlace your hands behind your back, if your left pinky was under, your right pinky's under this time. Get ready. Charge the legs. Here we go. 5 more. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lower it down. Work on your breath. 4 more. Work the legs, work that neutral pelvis. Keep reaching forward as you come up. So we're lengthening the spine, and then we're back bending into it. Then after your 5, release the hands. If your right hand was on top, the left hand is, and turn your head to the other side. And then butt wiggles or windshield wipers again. Whatever feels good. And then come to neutral. All right, place your hands middle of the chest. Take the shoulders back, curl those toes. Charge those legs up. Charge up that core. Push up the chaturanga, take a full round of breath. Then push up the plank. Take a full round of breath. Then push back to downward dog. Last night we were working on the action of a push, right? When you push, you want to feel arms and the chest, right? These muscles kicking on here. Work through one vinyasa. From downward dog, roll to the outside of the right foot, stack the left foot on top or in front, come into side plank. You can hold side plank or hug your left knee to your chest, grab your ankle or your foot, Kapinjalasana, curl back. So we're coming for the quad stretch here. Add ducks, so hug the knees back together. Start to lean back into that right arm. Then start to kick the leg back. Yes, beautiful. Release the leg if it's there. Inhale, come back to plank. Push back to downward dog. Take a breath. Roll to the outside of the left foot. Stack the right foot on top or in front. Then Kapinjalasana goes right knee to your chest. Grab your ankle, your foot, or your strap. Curl back. See, the knee's going to try to splay. Keep hugging them in. As you curl back into it, almost like you're falling back. We're going to do that one later. Then kick the leg back. Yes, release the leg. Inhale, come back to plank. Push back to downward dog. Move through one vinyasa. Nice, y'all. Reach the right leg straight back, step it through, pigeon. So, supine pigeon on your back. If anybody has any knee or hip issues and that feels better for you, you can always lay on your back and work that supine pigeon. Here we want to make sure that the right knee is wide to the right edge of our mat, and then our left knee is in line with our hip. Then push out of the big toe mount on that right foot, pull the pinky toe side of the foot back so we start to activate the foot and the ankle. We pull that energy up into the knee. And I know a lot of you like to fold, so keep pushing down and hugging in, front to back, side to side. Pull the pelvic floor up, pull the belly and the shutters close. When the shutters close, you get the lift of the spine. Now go ahead and fold into the pose if you want. Yeah, these look awesome. Wider on your left knee. Yeah, now sweep this, keep this way. And sweep that way. Yes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that feels a lot better too.
Yeah, it's awesome. One more breath. Inhale, come up. Bend the left knee, reach back with your left hand. Grab the quad stretch. You want to go Ekapada Rajapaktasana, work in the back bend. You're going to slide the foot into the crease of the elbow. Then you're going to take your fingers up to the sky. Then your right hand's going to come up. We're going to plug in. We're going to reach behind us. We're going to clasp the hand. Yep. We'd have the strap on the foot if we're going to work with the strap. And there you see where we're working here. Keep opening up that left side body. Yep. Wherever you're at, watch the boing as you release. Place the hands down, take a breath, lift the hips. Reach that right leg back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, right knee to right elbow, back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, knee to chin or chest, back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Go across the body to that left elbow. back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Take a breath, then lower that right leg down. Take another round of breath. When you're ready, reach the left leg straight back, step it through, pigeon side 2. Awesome. If your toenails are flat, you're extending the pose a little more. If your toes are curled, you're hugging more muscle energy in. It's not a right or wrong, so wherever you want to play. Then work it. Push down, hug in. Get that lift up through the spine. And then if you fold, you're folding with good space, right? And we're folding, which means we have control. Collapsing means we have no control, right? And we don't want to do that. Remember, it's everything that we're doing here is conscious. We want to be aware of it. Nice poses, y'all. These look awesome. These are not easy poses, right? Pigeon is super challenging. There's a lot that's happening in this pose. In the sit bones, this back leg, right? This sit bone's reaching back behind you. This one on the left side's going down. So asymmetrical, right? The whole entire thing, even the actions through the body are different. And then inhale, come up, bend that right knee, reach back with your right hand for the quad stretch. This is a great place to stay, right? If you want to go further, you're taking the hand up to the sky and you're bringing the foot towards that elbow crease. Fingers are up, left arm comes up and over to clasp. And start to breathe up through the side bodies and get tall. Yep, then take the left shoulder back, bring that right shoulder forward. Yes, nice, y'all. One more breath. Then watch the boing as you release. Back to center, take a breath. Lift the knees and the hips, reach the left leg back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. When you're ready, left knee goes to left elbow, back to where the ceiling and the wall meet, comes forward to the chin or the chest. Back to where the ceiling and the wall meet, it goes across the body. Back to where the ceiling and the wall meet, and then lower that left leg. Keep breathing. Look forward, bend your knees, step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, big reach. Pull the belly in, lengthen those sit bones, curl back. See if this standing back bend's going a little bit further. And then inhale, come up, exhale, hands in front. Awesome, y'all. Grab your mats, find a spot on the wall, go upside down. If you're at home, you don't have the wall to kick up on, you can always lay on your back. And then interlace your hands behind your thigh as you reach the heel up to the sky. Take a bunch of breaths, and then you can swap into side 2. If you're at home or you're in the studio, it's not your day to invert. You're always welcome to go legs up the wall. Those of you that like to do your inversions in the middle of the room, you're always welcome to stay. If that's your flavor, go for it. I'm going to talk everyone through downward dog and L pose, but you can play with your handstands, your headstands, your tripods, your hollow back. I did that last night with some of y'all. The back bend that I tend to show y'all when we do chest openers and back bend stuff, is hollow back. So you could play with that if you want as well, okay? If you're gonna stick with me, let's go all fours, hands and knees. Feet are touching the wall. If you're gonna go on your own, whenever you're ready. Trina's walking around, so you can certainly grab her if you have any questions. Once I get everybody up, I'll walk around as well, and I'll give you a hand, okay? If you need me, just grab me. So, from all fours, set it up, low mountain. Nice and strong here. Take a couple breaths. When you're ready, lift the knees and the hips, come to a short downward dog. If you feel good, step 1 foot up the wall. Still feel good, step the 2nd foot up the wall. You could see some of the hollow backs going on here, all right, where the hips are settling towards the wall. Yeah, Dora. Yeah, keep scissoring in strong. Yeah. That's the idea. Think like Tadasana, even though you're upside down. Easier standing on your feet? Of course it is. But try to think like, I'm reaching into my heels, I'm sweeping, I'm hugging, I'm pulling, right? Everything's the same thing, but just upside down. That was really good. Looks awesome in the upper body. These are great, y'all. Play around. We're here at least another like minute and a half or so take your time. Some of you have been working your scorpion. That would come from like Pincha Maya. And then you bend the knees, start to walk the feet, right, down the wall, and then you start to look forward. If y'all are playing with that, I know some of you have been playing with that the past couple weeks. That's accessible today.
You set up further away from the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to be just like that little bit away so you'll have a space to put your feet when you go over.
And then it's the over, and then you're kind of using your feet to come down.
Yep. Knees go wide as the knees bend. Yep. Now, start to walk your feet down the wall. Bless you. You see how you're starting to widen a little bit there? Now, you got to go, you got to start to change the action of the arms. Yeah, so as you go forward to the wall, see, these are now going below your head. Then keep looking forward. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Sure, it's not at all.
Yeah, keep walking your feet down the wall. Yeah, you're attempting to bring your feet to your head and your head to your feet. Yes, yes. But you got to keep working here, forward more.
Forward here.
Yeah, because the arms come from above the head like this in your pincha. Then they go, so they're here, right? Then you start to go forward like this. But see how the arms then come from here to here. And that's when I'm going to look into my scorpion.
It's sort of back. Sort of your upper body coming back as lower.
It's going forward, actually. Your
Your
upper body will be going forward.
Upper body's okay.
Yes, like your chest is going that way. You're trying to go like this, your head to your toes.
That will absolutely never happen.
Yeah, super deep. Back bends are really hard for me. So, do I know what the full depth of it is? I don't, but I know what the action is. So. All right. Are we almost inverted out? Okay. Just make sure you have space on the sides of your mats because we're going to go into wild thing. Okay? So just make sure you have space that when you're stepping your feet over and someone else is stepping. And if you want to come off the wall into the middle of the room, you're more than welcome to. I like the sunspot. All right. So whenever we're near the wall, it gives us the opportunity to push into the wall. You could pull more power up, right? So the idea would be I have my feet here to the wall, and then when I come to my side plank, I could push into the wall. When I go into my wild thing, I can push into the wall, and that's going to give me more power, right, to be able to work into the pose. Now, some of you are going to like that. You're going to feel good pushing your feet on the wall. Some of you are going to do it in the middle of your mat, right? So if you're going to do it on the wall, you're going to move back so your feet touch the wall. If you're going to do it in the middle of your mat, move forward to the top of your mat, right? So you can play wherever you want. So let's meet downward dog wherever you want to be. So either to the front of your mat where you're going to float a little more, or to the back of your mat where you're going to pull a little bit more of that muscle energy in. Remember, it's not a right or wrong. It's just whatever you want to bring into the pose. If you're new to this pose, pushing your feet into the wall is really going to help because you're going to be able to pull more power into the legs. Remember the whole 90-10 thing? 90% back bends are the legs. That's what we want to think about. So pedal, swivel, wiggle a little bit, rev the engine up. Yep. And come to neutral. Here we go. Roll to the outside of the right foot, stack the left foot on top or in front. We've been here a couple times, right? We're prepping this up. Spread the toes. Lift the left leg, bend the knee, step it behind you. Curl into that upper back. Yes, some of you are going to bring the feet to parallel. Then you're going to drop that left arm down to the floor. Yeah. You're going to unwind. Inhale, come back to that side plank. Come back to plank. Push back, downward dog. Yes, that's it right there. Yep, yep. And then we work our way back out. Lower your knees. Are you okay demoing that? You want me to ask back? You want them? Okay, so here we go. This is what we were talking about. So we got a couple different bus stops, right? Wherever you want to play. So Trina sets herself up, right? She gets ready to go for it, work through into her side plank, back into that wild thing. Then we're going to bring the feet to parallel, right? Now we can curl into the shoulder to bring that opposite arm down to the floor. Then we got to square the arms all up. Then we got to come back out, right? Coming back out is definitely a little more challenging. So if it's like your first time going into the pose and you got there, maybe work your way down, right? And then go again and build it back up. Now, if you felt good and you went in the first time, you're like, oh shit, I'm killing this, right? I feel great. Okay, work your way back out. But if you feel like you're like towards the very edge, then just be happy with that moment, right? And build on it again in a different way. So, want to give Wilding a try one more time? Side two. It sounded real fun over here. What was happening? It sounded great. It was real wild over here, huh? It's a lot of work on the shoulders. Yep. Which is why I know that was kind of like a request, and I know some of them want to do it, so I took you all there, but I did it kind of like quietly and not with a lot of like, hey, let's all do it, right? It was kind of like, if you want to go there, play with it, all right? So that's what you want to think about. Where do you want to play? But remember, like we're all the same, but we're all different, right? That's the game. So come on, let's try it. Let's meet downward dog. Your practice, all your practice in here, beautiful, right? Play where you need to be. Roll to the outside of the left foot, stack that right foot on top or in front, your side two. Yes. Then lift the right leg, bend the knee, step it behind you. Charge those legs up. Curl into the upper back. Then if you keep curling, you're going to start square the feet up first, bring them parallel. Yes, that's the foundation. See, now you'll be safe to go into it. Yes. Then maybe you drop that top arm down. You're right there. When you're ready, inhale, come back to that side plank. Keep breathing. Yes, that way. Come back to downward dog, yes. I had to go your way. I was like, I have to go upside down too. Now go to downward dog with your knees super bent. That's a neutral forward fold. So remember we said back bends, we're going to do the neutral forward fold or the twist. Here's the neutral forward fold, something to do. Knees super bent. Yep. And then lower your knees down to the floor, spin around to your butts, and then lay on your back. That looked awesome. Did you feel that, Don? Spin right around.
Yeah.
That was great. That's like in your wheelhouse all the way. You what?
I was like, I don't know which way to.
Yeah, and remember, it's like not only are you doing a back bend, which remember is unfamiliar, it's all new space, we're kind of upside down a little bit, right? Head is below the heart, that touch. So it makes it a little more of a challenge. But that's yoga, right? It gives you challenges, and you play where you want to play. And it's happy to just have you practicing, right? That's success in yoga. You just practice. Windshield wiper side to side. So knees are bent, feet are on the floor. A couple windshield wipers side to side. Next time your knees fall to the right, let them settle there. Pull your left heel to your left sit bone. There's that lateral quad stretch. Then if you want to go right ankle on the top of that left knee, you can intensify it a little bit. But pull your belly in and pull your shutters closed so we protect those SI joints. And we really work that twist here so we rotate through the spine. Release the ankle if it's there. Inhale, come back to center. Let the knees fall to the left. Pull your right heel to right sit bone for that lateral quad stretch. Ankle can go over the top of the knee if you want to work that. Just remember the action here is not pushing the knee down to the floor. It's persuading the knee forward. So like in front of you. We're trying to get those fibers through the thigh to stretch, to lengthen back out. If the ankle's there, release it. Inhale, come back to center. Hug those knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Make a couple small circles. Come to neutral. Rock yourself up to a seated position. Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. So you're going to bend. I'll do the same side as you because we're kind of in a circle here. Okay, so you're going to bend your left leg. And you're going to bring it to the outside of your hip, and then you're going to cross your right leg over the top, like this. I'm going to reach down to this bottom leg, this left side. I'm going to pull the sit bone back, and I'm going to take it out to the side. I'm going to do the same thing now on this top side. Back and out to the side. So now I'm rooting down into this right sit bone a little more. Now my big toe is going to try to come up and my knee is going to try to fall out to the right, and I need to do the exact opposite. So I got to push the big toe mound down and I got to hug the knee in. Remember, oblique sling is going to be my obliques here on my left side are going to pull to my adductor on my right side. This is the fixed point. So hug this in. Take your right hand behind you. Left bent elbow to the outside of the knee. Yep. Sit up tall. Root into those sit bones. Breathe up through the crown of the head. And now twist into the pose. So you're twisting to the up knee. If you have any neck issues, just let your head stay in line with your chest. If you want to peek over that right shoulder, you certainly can. You can stay here if you want to inhale halfway. I know some of you like to hit Ekapada Kunyasana 1. So you're gonna place your hands down. You're gonna lift up. I'm taking the outside of my leg to the back of my arm. I'm gonna kick my bottom leg forward. My top leg is going to like where the ceiling and the wall meet.
That block was just placed there for you.
It was like about to like catch my throat. I was like, get out of there. Yep. Yeah. Remember, where's all the weight in our body? Here, they're called prime movers, right? They're the ones that are meant to move your body. There's not a lot of weight up here, right? So when you're balancing, arm balancing these things, you got to get the weight to go forward to get that weight to come up. All right, inhale, unwind, break dance yourself into side 2, or swap the legs. Right, so here, imagine I'm in the pose, and now I got to go to side 2. So I just come up and I just spin. Right, and I'm back into the side. I just get up, I spin, and there's the breakdance move to side 2. Gold medal, right? Gold medal. I love it. Left hand behind. Right bend elbow to the knee. Sit up tall.
Yeah.
Or actually, it's only breaking, right? Yeah. I don't think it's break dancing, right? Take that nice twist here. Stay with the belly, stay with the shutters. And then you can stay here. If you're going to work the arm balance, you just unwind a little bit. What? Did I forget something? Oh. Hands go down just like downward dog. I'm going to lift up. See, remember, I got to have the outside of my leg on the back of my arm. That's going to make the shelf. Then I'm going to kick this bottom leg forward, and this top leg is going to go back. When you're ready, start to unwind it. Take your legs out straight. Yep, yep, keep bending your elbows. Yes, 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 yes. Just take your hands behind you, sit up nice and tall here. Yep, work from the feet. Pull the energy up the legs. Yeah, sit up nice and tall. You feel like you can hold the space? Hold it. Yep. Pull the belly in, pull the shutters closed. Maybe look up that little bit. Exhale the hands in front, lay back. Reach the arms up overhead. Yep. Reach out of your feet. Take that nice stretch. Yep. Feel all that space that you made. When you're ready, hug your knees to your chest. Happy baby. Take your knees nice and wide so that they're wider than your shoulders. And then as you draw your knees towards your ears, that's where you get the opening in the inside of the thighs, in the back of the hip, all that goodness. You can rock side to side. You can reach one leg out, both legs out. And when you're ready, inhale the knees to center. Exhale the legs out straight. We'll take Shavasana. Beautiful practice, girl. Feel free to add or remove layers or props. I'll talk you through laying flat, whatever feels good to you. The legs stretch out, let the feet gently roll open. Bless you. The arms come along the sides. The shoulders settle back, let the palms turn open to the sky. Let your head rest back. Maybe let your eyes close and allow the tongue to soften from the roof of the mouth. It's here we let the body get heavy. We let the mind soften back to the breath. We let the heart open. We collect the practice. We get ready to move the practice into the yoga of life. Each exhale clears and removes and makes space. So the inhale can draw something new, the change. The yoga's in everything we do. The energies we express, the energies we're willing to receive, the change that we make for ourselves, for each other, for our communities. That's the yoga coming out, just manifesting in a new way, a new place. And just like on the mat, we know no matter what the circumstance, we can always take a breath. We can always reset our foundation. We can re-engage. So as we express, a little bit better than a moment before. Begin here to draw in a deeper breath, feeling as the breath washes across the body, your toes to your fingers, the crown of your head through your heart. We reawaken that better version of ourselves. The fingers and the toes begin to wiggle, the arms and the legs begin to stretch, or we move in a way that feels good to us. Taking our time, moving slowly. When you're ready, you can hug your knees to your chest and just roll to the right side. Take the hands underneath your head and just take a few breaths here. We reacclimate. When you're ready, you can push your hands down, come up to a seated position. We'll meet together with our eyes closed and our hands in front of our hearts. One more time to seal in our practice, our time together. Together, the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Beautiful. As we softly bow our head to our hearts, our heads to each other's hearts. For all of that hard work, that determination, that challenge, the love and the support you always give each other, it's to you that I bow. Namaste. Thanks, crew. Super fun as always. Thank you for your help. Next week, I'm not going to be here on Saturday. Trina will be here, so you'll be in good hands. If you all haven't practiced with Trina, come check it out. We'll be very similar. How long have we been together here, Trina, working together?
12 years.
12 years. So she pretty much knows exactly what I do and all this stuff. So it'll be a very, very easy transition. So she'll be here next week, and then I'll see you all throughout the week and just not Saturday.
FYI, there's flowers and you can lift this for sale downstairs on the round table, and there's instructions for Venmo to pay for it. If you take one, please Venmo and pay for it. Thank you.
Thanks, home crew. You know, if you need me, hit me up.